This is crafts. I'm just going to wait for the notification to come up. No live. And then everyone get your taxes. Okay. My notification come up and we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we have is this wood Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take the hanger, the piece of jute. You can keep it for another project or you can throw it away. And then I'm going to show you a different way to Mod Podge scrapbook paper on this heart. So I'm just going to take Podge, pour the lid, and then I am, let me move this. And then I'm just taking my Crayola brush and I'm going to brush the Mod Podge. And this paper that I'm going to be using is pretty thick, so I'm going to do this amount of Mod Podge onto my heart. You want to make sure you get the edges really good. And hopefully this will be a free way to Mod Podge paper onto something. Because the last heart it did. So I saw another crafter do this way and I wanted to try it. And I tried it on this wood blue. It's about 2 inches around and it worked perfectly. But that's real small. So this is much bigger than that. So this will work the same way. Time for this to dry, I will use my hand on it. Podge up, so you do want to make sure you get a good amount on here. Especially want to get around the edges. Okay, so I'm just going to set my Mod Podge aside. Then we'll continue on. I'll set my heart aside. Now, what I have is this wood heart that I got from the dollar. And I've already Mod the front of this, and it's already dry. So I just have a regular iron. And then I put it on the highest setting, which is linen. Podge this piece of scrapbook paper on here. And the reason I called haberdashery is because of this scrapbooking paper. It's from the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. I got it when it's 50. It is haberdashery. I thought it was kind of Victorian, and maybe that's what haberdashery means. Maybe I should have looked it up before I came live. But I'm just using papers from here. So I thought this was just book, and the paper is super super thick. So I'm just going to put this paper here in front of this heart. So I'm just going to cut out a piece of it, a square or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just going to put that right on there. So I'm just laying my paper down on my heart, and then I'm taking my iron, which is on, like I said, no steam, and it's on, which is linen. And I'm just going to iron it on here. I also, if it was wet, I don't recommend paper is thin. But if your paper is super thick like this one here, it might be an idea to, I don't know. I did wet, fine. Let me just look here. Looks like I'm gonna need some Mod Podge because this bottom doesn't want to stick. So I'm not sure what's going on because I did put the same amount on here on the bottom as I did the top. Just put more Mod Podge on there, press it down, and now I'm going to use my iron. Now when I did Podge one other time, oops, on one of these hearts, and I didn't use the iron, you know, it started out, got really wrinkled. So this doesn't do that. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of the excess off, and then I'm going to be careful not to burn your fingers while you're doing this because the iron is hot and it makes the paper hot. So I have a little bit more need to so again, I'm just going to use, I just put some Mod Podge on it. I'm just ironing it as it's wet. But like I said, this paper is super, super thick. You might not be able to do that with a thinner paper. I wouldn't want you to mess up your iron. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sanding block and I'm going to go around the edges. So I'm just going down at an angle until it's coming off. And as it does, I'm going to keep on going all the way around. See, it's coming off right here. So I'm just going to keep going until I get on the heart. I mean, you could use scissors, but it just doesn't do as well. When you do it this way, it actually looks like it was made itself. Really good. So this is what we have so far. The one edge that's been done and the other edge hasn't. Or not totally anyway. So I'm just, you know, going down at an angle. So we have several different things that we're going to do with this project. Some ribbons, some stickers. I'm going to use chalk paste. We have some candles and candle holders. So I'm hoping that it turns out really well and everybody likes it. I'm just using some of the things that I had. I'm sure around your house you'll find some things that you have that you might want to repurpose. So here we have our heart, and I like the way the edges are, you know, looking old. This is what we have with our heart. That same exact thing with this 2-inch block. I didn't do the bottom because we're going to glue the bottom on top, just the top and the sides. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to dry this heart, and then I might need to put another coat of Mod Podge. Dave Youngke's watching. Shannon's watching. Hi. How's everybody? Okay. This is not totally dry yet, but I do want to put another coat of Mod Podge on here. And I'm hoping that this works out really well and you guys see how easy it is to do Mod Podge this way without wrinkles. Because that's always what kind of got me is the wrinkles. They just show up. You think you start out with, and then you go to mess with it, and then you're disappointed because you have all these wrinkles. But anyway, what I've done so far, there haven't been any wrinkles. So I'm hoping that's the case with this bigger heart. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry this a little bit. Let me keep it a little bit. Sorry if it's loud. See this spot. Evidently, there's different ways to Mod Podge. So if this turns out, this is going to be my main way of doing it from now on. So I'm just dabbing in places that I think might not have enough on it. Okay, it's not totally dry, but I think it's probably good enough. So the paper I'm using here is this one. And I want to get part of this burr. So I want to put it as close to this edge as I can without getting off my heart. Okay, so I'm just pressing it down, and then again I'm going to use my iron. So I'm just going over it. I have it on no steam, and I'm just ironing it down. And we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's take a look. Whoa, liking it. So now I'm just going to cut some of this off, just because it's hard to handle with all of these edges on here. So this is what I have, and I'm going to use my sanding block. Go over the edges. I'm just doing this the same way that I did the other part. I'm just sanding down at an angle until the edge of the paper starts coming off. See, just like this. Isn't that nice? Other side. And I like the way the sanding makes the edges of the heart or the paper look worn. And so it looks so cool. Part of the heart. So I'm just going to keep going here until I get all the way around. This does take some time. It's not real quick, so just know that you know you'll be doing this for a little bit, but don't. I think if you rush it, you're not going to like the outcome. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this up a little bit, just so I can get my my sanding block in there. The good thing about this sanding block is it has this curved edge on it. You can get it in there in between where the heart pieces come together. Okay, now I'm just going to go a little bit just to kind of make it look old. So this is what we have so far. So we have this big heart here. We have this heart here. And then we have this block. So also what is, I'm going to move my iron out of the way and turn it off. I'm going to take this velvet ribbon that I've gotten from Michael's years ago, and I'm going to put it around the base part of the heart. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun for this, and I'm going to start where the two pieces, where the heart, you know, goes in the middle like this. So I'm just going to put glue on this bottom part around the edge. And I'm going to line up the edge of the ribbon with the bottom of the heart. So it'll stick up a little bit, and that's fine. Okay, so here's what we have so far. Now I'm going to go around the other side. And I ended up getting some glue on my ribbon. Okay, I got that off. All right, so let me see how much I need to cut off from here. Right there. Okay, so I'm just going to continue around, putting my glue on the bottom side of the heart. Yeah, we probably got 3 to 4 inches of snow yesterday, so they called school off for today. So we have our granddaughter. She's been playing all, and apparently on. So I have to do whatever she tells me to do. That's how she gets me to do stuff. You're the babysitter, so you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm like, okay. Oh, and I did paint the edge of the heart white with acrylic paint. Just cleaning this up a little bit right there. Okay, so this is what we have. And then we have this, and look, there is no wrinkling and no bubbles. This is going to be the way I Mod Podge from now on, using an iron. So, the thing I have is these packages, this package of hearts that I got from a Dollar Tree. They now come 8 in a pack to be ornaments. So I'm not using, I'm just using hearts, and I'm going to glue this heart here onto the bottom. So I think I need to use a little bit of my E6 along with the hot glue. And the reason I do that is because if the temperature changes, your hot glue can either melt or get hard, and then when you it falls apart. So I've learned the hard way on that. So I'm hoping to save you guys from that you have for yourself and you're keeping it in a house. Then you don't have to worry about it, because your house pretty much stays, you know, one temperature. But you know, if you have it out in the garage or outside, then that's not necessarily true. So just be aware. Like I said, I kind of learned the hard way. And I'm just using a popsicle stick to glue this spread this E6000 on my heart. And then where I don't have E6000, I'm going to put hot glue. So that way, and you want to put your E6000 on first, because it doesn't dry quickly. And your, you know, your hot glue, of course, dries very quickly. So you want to put your hot glue on last. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this on top of my heart that I already have ready. And you can, I just wanted to leave mine the way it was. But you could paint one of these one color, say like pink, red, white, just whatever you wanted to do. And I do want to put one of these. Now I bought this tree. So it's just like this, and I'm going to use this bottom one, and it's just taped on. This ribbon is just taped on. That off. And I'm going to put this heart right on top of it. You see the edges. And again, I'm going to use E6000. And for this one, I'm just going to put some E6000 in the center. Glue around the outside edge with maybe a little bit on the inside. And then I'm going to glue onto this heart. Okay, so you can see the edges a little bit of that. And it's going to go right here on this side. We're done with this. So I'm going to put these away. Okay, we're going to have our block is going to sit here. Have these, I just have these maroon colored candles, and then this have been sitting in my bedroom for years. This says Dream, and it has a this one says Love and has a little heart. So I'll be gluing those on here, and then I'm going to stencil this Find Your Passion. Now this comes in a pack of 12 different encouraging words, and it's from liz.yonke@magnoliadesignco.com. And it's just a neat little stencil, and if you're just starting out, this would be a great one to get because they're small. You can use them on different items, and there's 12 of them in the package. Very cost effective. So we're going to use this one here. This is Find Your Passion. I've already used these stencils, so I'm not going to fuzz it. Okay, I know where I want it to be. So I'm just going to press it down, and then I'm using this Brilliant one. This needs to look like either sour cream or yogurt, and mine was a little thick, so I added some distilled water to it and stirred it until it is the consistency of the yogurt or the sour cream. And I did put the link to the chalk paste and stencil in the description. I will also, I see a heart, I will also put the link in the comments when I get off of here, so that if you want to take a look at the stencils and the chalk, just several of the chalk pastes are out of stock right now, and they should be getting them in soon. So I have this right here, Find Your Passion. Oh, I love it. Isn't that nice? Find Your Passion. Pieces together. So my doesn't get stuck in the stencil portion or the screen portion of my stencil. I'm putting it in water, and then I'll wash it when I get off of here with a sponge and cold water. So the next thing I want to do is, like I said, put everything together. So the first thing I want to put on here is my heart, because it is bigger, and I'm going to put it up towards the left side. And again, I want to use some E6000 and my hot glue. So I'm just putting a strip of E6000 down the center, and then I'm putting the hot glue on both edges, and then a little bit on the inside. And I'm going to stand up here so that I can see where to put my heart. Okay, I think I want to put it. Just going to press it down a little bit. And the next thing I want to do is I want to add my block. So I want to put it, again, a strip of E6000 and then some hot glue. Okay. You can see it. This is what we have so far. Now this will sit on a table. You can, you know, do it as a centerpiece. You can put it on your coffee table. You can put it in an entryway, on a table, just anywhere where you would want to have, you know, some candles if you wanted to light them. You can also, instead of using the real candles, you can use the battery operated candles. Oh, I see that my glue leaked a little bit. Let's pick that up. Okay, so this one here is the love one, and I want to put it on the heart. So again, I have my E6000, and then I'm going to put my hot glue around the edges. Make sure that my love is in front, and I'm going to center it on my heart. And then I'm going to drop my candle in there. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this one here. So this one says dream. You could call it a snow. I don't think it is. I think it's a star or something. So this E6000 wants to drip all over the place. So I'm going to go ahead and use that and put that right on here. And then I'm going to put my hot glue around the edge. Make sure my dream is right in front. And I'm going to center it on my block. Candle right in the candle holder. Voila. These, because I want them lit. But this is, so I'll take a picture and I'll put it on Liz's Crafts, and then Liz's Crafts. Part of our community, please go and follow Liz's Crafts, and you'll get notified when I go live. And if you want to be part of Liz's Craft Friends, there's a couple questions you have to answer, and when you answer those questions, I can approve you for membership. It is closed membership, and be sure and do that for you. I will be back. I should be back tomorrow with another live. And Liz's Friends is where you can take pictures of your crafts that you've done and put them out there, and we can ooh and ah over them, and we can give each other inspiration on what crafts to do. And it's just a way for us to share with each other. And, you know, it's a closed group that are not really into crafts. They're not going to want to be part of it. So I should be back here tomorrow, and when I go live, I will put a post out on Liz's Crafts page, and I'll let you know at least 30 minutes ahead of time that I'm going live. So until then, keep crafting.